Hey everybody, it's Scott Nelson up here in Spokane, and I wanted to first of all thank you for requesting information and requesting this email back with a short video. I've just made it real simple. I'm not really here to promote too much today as I normally would be, but I really just wanted to reach out to those people who are asking for more information about what I was kind of talking about in the previous email that you received. I've made it really simple by putting a picture here of my wife Stephanie and I recently on a trip over to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for the day, and thought it might be kind of fun for you to be able to enjoy some of the beauty of our neck of the woods here and get a chance to meet us face to face. It's oftentimes not really made possible, but through the new techniques that we have on the internet, we can do this. And I just want to take just a moment to thank you again for wanting to respond and kind of hear us out over the next 15 to 20 minutes of this video. I live up in Spokane. Stephanie and I moved over here about 3 years ago, shortly after getting married in December of 2011. We moved here in March of 2012, so just over 3 years now, and we came here not ever really expecting to leave the Seattle area because we have kids and grandkids, and obviously we've been over there for about 30 years, and But sometimes God has other plans, and so through a call on our heart, we felt that we were supposed to come to Spokane. Stephanie is originally from here. She left here when she was 18, and we came back together and were able to be here for the last 3 years of her mother's life, who passed away about 3 months ago. So we started to understand that God had brought us here to be here for that particular season of our lives. And now with all of the chaos and things that we see going on here in the United States and just pretty much everywhere in the world, but we really want to focus this video on North America because we live in the United States, been here all of our lives, and it's really been hard for us to see how our nation has really turned its back on its founding fathers and on God himself when it came to the way that this country here was actually founded. It's been really difficult to watch in my life. I'm going to be 59 in just a few days, and just seeing our great country become a country that has really lost its way economically, politically. It's just so hard to see the leadership that we have in this nation now and what we've had over the last 10, 15, 20 years. It has been horrendous. I think myself, my own opinion is, I think the last really good, even though he wasn't perfect, president that we've had, a really good, strong leader, was Ronald Reagan. You have to go back that far. That's just my opinion, and you may have differing opinions, but that's not the purpose of this video. But we have become very much concerned. We have been really becoming watchmen on the wall over the last, for me, over the last 7, 8 years, and for Stephanie and I together the last 3 years. And we just really feel that the time is really short right now, and that we don't have a lot of time left here before we really see the full impact of this economic collapse that began back in 2008, and we believe is going to continue to intensify as we move forward into the fall and the winter months of 2015 and then on into 2016. We're looking at Europe. We're looking at the Eurozone. We see the euro has depreciated by, oh gosh, about, I would say that it's depreciated by about 30% in the last year against the US dollar. Even though it looks like the dollar is strengthening, we know it's not. It's just that the other currencies of the world are really weakening against the dollar. So anyways, with that being said, we just feel that we want to warn people. You read the email, some of the things that we suggested. Stephanie and I are definitely proactive. We have really changed our lives. We've really started to get out of all paper currency. We don't do much in the banking system anymore. We just keep the bare minimum in our checking account so we can go in and pay our rent and pay a couple of online bills, but we don't keep anything extra in the bank, and anything that's not in the bank we have turned into precious metals, and we just believe that that's the safest place right now to protect our assets. And of course, we would just warn you as friends and business associates that we may or may not have done business with to really take steps to prepare for what's coming. And that would be to get out of paper. I mean, you should probably keep some cash, maybe 1 or 2 months worth of cash on hand at your house or wherever it's safe, anywhere but the banking system. That's definitely the worst place you could put money right now. Because we believe that we're going to come into a banking shutdown, much like they had in Cyprus about a year or two ago. We saw the same thing happen in Argentina and Ireland and Zimbabwe. You probably are going to see that happen over in Greece in the next few weeks, as we think they're going to default on their debt that they owe the European Central Bank and the European Union. And so what we believe is going to happen is the banks will suddenly and unannounced shut down. It could be on a Friday in the middle of the day. It could be Wednesday, but we think it will probably be on a Thursday or Friday, and they'll announce that they feel that they've had some computer hacking in the world banking system, and just to take precautions, they're going to close down all electronic banking for whatever, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days, probably be much longer than that, but they don't want to create a panic. Well, it is going to create a panic, because you can imagine what life will be like when you can't access the ATM machine, when your debit cards or your credit cards won't work. So you can't just go into the store anymore and buy food and water and the things that you need. And, because you have to have cash, and that's why you should keep some cash. But the problem is that when people get desperate within normally 48 to 72 hours of a emergency where there's not food and water readily available, that's usually where looting starts, and it's just not a very, very good scene whatsoever. And so basically, what I'm saying is, we believe that we're going to enter in, when this happens, into martial law. We've already seen that tested in a number of cities. We are going to start seeing a lot more of what we call false flags, like the Fergusons and the Baltimores. I see in Oklahoma City yesterday, there was a pastor that was killed by the state patrol down there. Supposedly he pushed the state patrolman and they killed him in cold blood. So anyways, there's just a lot of things that are happening, and these are the things, including Jade Helm 15. If you have not gone over to YouTube and just search Jade Helm 15 and make sure you watch some of the videos, understand what's going on. We believe that's just the initial lead into actual full martial law. And when that happens, of course, you'll be locked down. The roads will be patrolled by military and police by air, and you'll be told when you can go out and when you can't go out. Also, there'll be no need for search warrants. The military or police on any belief or cause can go ahead and forcibly enter into your home without knocking, or they may give you a brief warning before they kick your door in, but that's the way martial law works. Just talk to the people that happened to in Boston during the false flag of that marathon bomb that was planted not by the two people that were accused of doing it, but actually by our own CIA. And that's got documentation that was all set up by our own intelligence agency. So all of these things are public knowledge, just like the farce of 9/11 that was orchestrated by our own government, along with the special forces and secret services of many other nations, as a false flag, all in preparation for what's coming. And so I don't want to go too far off, but where that's led Stephanie and I, and the reason that we wanted to send this out to you, is that we are preparing to take a exploratory trip down to Central America. We're looking at Panama as a possible destination. We're also thinking about Uruguay as a possible destination. It's not that we feel that the problems in the world are not going to affect many other countries of the world. It's not our intention to run. We're not running. Basically, we're just using common sense and maybe going to a place that we feel that could be a better place to have a stronger economy for a little longer, to get outside of the lockdown that we feel is coming here to the U.S. and to the borders and the airports, where we won't have a choice to get out. And that's why you should also go in and read about Agenda 21 and America 2050. That's Agenda 21 and America 2050, and you'll get a lot of insight to what we're talking about. This is real, my friends. I'm asking you to check it out. Don't believe what I'm telling you. We just love you, and we want to make sure that we warn people. So what are some of the things that we can do right now, whether we're staying in the United States or maybe we're moving out of the metropolitan area, getting to a safer location, or maybe you're fortunate enough where you can consider going to a different country. Maybe you're a person who has dual citizenship in a different country where you can travel in and out freely. Or maybe you're like us that just need to pray about things and ask God to give you direction. Well, for the last, since November of 2013, about a year and a half ago, I started to engage into getting serious about working with people that are like-minded, that wanted to take a couple of simple steps that could help to protect their family, their future, protect their assets. And that's why in the email today, experts like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and Gerald Celente and Jim Roberts and Robert Kiyosaki and Donald Trump and Mike Maloney of goldandsilver.com are really recommending that you get out of anything that is not something that you can hold physically. What I mean by that is if you are trading in stocks or you are buying your gold on paper through electronically traded funds, you don't really own that. It's just a trade that's made on paper. So you can't access that physical gold or that physical silver, or that company that you're buying stock in. So if you've got retirement funds like IRAs and 401ks that are tied in to the stock market, you may say, oh yeah, but that Dow average is up over 18,000. The Dow could go to 30 or 40,000. It doesn't increase any value in your stock. It's just smoke and mirrors. So most of the experts are saying get out of paper. You should hold at least a minimum of 30% of your entire net worth in precious metals. And you should have physical silver and gold and whatever other metals you want. Another great option, if you can, is to buy like farmland or agricultural land out in the country where you can grow your own food. If we see a collapse in the economy, obviously there's going to be a food shortage. And so go to a place that's safe, away from major metropolitan areas, and buy some land where you can grow your vegetables and your fruits and things like that. You can raise some cattle, or you can raise some pigs or lambs, chickens for eggs and things like that, maybe cows for milk. There's a lot of people that are buying really good agricultural and farmland. And many of these things may be out of your reach right now. They certainly are for us. It's a real big step of faith for Steph and I to really look at moving and relocating to a new country where we don't know anybody. We have been fortunate. There are communities that are being developed. We happen to be Christians, and we look for other like-minded believers that are settling in areas. A lot of people down in Panama and Costa Rica and Ecuador and Chile and Uruguay. Lots of different countries in South America are good choices, where there's a lot of expatriates that are living down there. So those are options. Not very many people, because a lot of you have kids, a lot of you have jobs right now. Let's face it, you'd have to walk away and trust God for your provision. But anyways, it is a big step for a lot of you to be thinking about this. So one of the things I want to talk about for the last 5 minutes is a company that we absolutely have been loving and using, and we have really created a group of just about 3,000 people now that are doing something that is very unique. Used to be something that almost everybody back in the 1900s and the 1930s through the 1960s did. We saved every time we got paid. So when you get a paycheck, you're supposed to pay yourself first. And I don't mean putting money into a retirement program or a matching type fund at your work. We're talking about actually paying yourself on a weekly or every other week basis. And so since we know that the US dollar has lost over 95% of its purchasing power in just the last 30 or 40 years, obviously you don't want to really save out of your paycheck and keep real dollars, at least not a lot of them. So what we have been doing is following people like Warren Buffett and Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, and many others, thousands, tens of thousands, that are saying the best thing that you can do right now is to merely take some of these worthless paper dollars that's not backed by anything. It's got the seal, as you can see, of the Illuminati, the all-knowing eye of Lucifer back there. The money is actually just really rubbish. It's not even worth the paper that it's printed on because it is not backed by gold. That used to be backed by gold back until 1971 when Richard Nixon took us off the gold reserve. But the paper money is something that you just want to pull out of your wallet and exchange it into gold. And with a company that we've been using, Karatbars, we have been teaching people to save the right way and actually showing you. We'd be more than happy. And I'm sorry these little Facebook notifications pop up. This is a picture that we had on Facebook, so I blew it up. So every once in a while you'll have seen something pop up back there in the background. I have to keep Xing it out. But anyways, it's such a cool way. Karatbars was founded back in 2007, 2008. It used to be called KB International, and they were just an online retailer. And what they did is they took really small, let me show you, really small increments of gold, and they made it affordable. This is actually a 1 gram gold card from Karatbars. This is actually a 2.5 gram piece of gold. See that in the middle of the card there? And then this is the biggest bar that they make, and that's a 5 gram bar. Okay, so there's a 1 gram, there's a 2.5 gram, and a 5 gram bar. Now the advantage of exchanging into gold is that you've got something that's really worth money, not like paper. It goes up. Gold has gone up over 4,300% in value since 1913. So just about 100 years ago, gold has gone up 4,300%. We're not buying gold to necessarily see it go up, although that would be great, wouldn't it? But really as a hedge against the collapse of the world currencies, like the euro and like the dollar and the Canadian dollar. So it protects you and your family. And we are actually teaching people, literally 3,000 people now, almost 3,000, to actually get paid to save and not spend. So you're going to be able to learn a concept. If you'd like to find out more, I'd love to speak with you directly. But what's really cool is we're going to show you a simple strategy that Steffi and I have used over the last 18 months that has generated several hundred thousands of dollars in earnings and free gold. And that is really cool. So we're going to give you a free savings account, a free gold savings account with Karatbars. We can set your account up for free, and then you can start saving every week and when you get paid, or you can do it monthly, or you can do it every other week. But we have a group of people that are really plugging in and using a 3-step strategy, and I'll tell you more about that after you finish watching this video. If you want, then you can get back to me and then we can talk directly. And I can share a strategy that's very simple to do that can allow you to generate thousands of dollars per week very simply in less than 5 to 10 minutes a week. Really, it's nothing more than just saving. Each week we have a prescribed minimum of a gram per week, which is about right now about $60 US. Save that, just exchange your dollars into gold, take physical possession of that gold, and then just help 2 others to do the same exact thing. And by using this simple system, it has enabled Stephanie and I and literally thousands all around the world. Karatbars does business in 123 countries of the world. So whether you need the extra income, that's optional. If you don't, then simply starting a Karatbars account will allow you to sign up for free as either a customer or an affiliate. If you want to be an affiliate, you can refer other family members or friends that want to start a free gold savings account. And when they do, obviously you're going to get paid every month on the activity of what people are buying and saving in pure gold. It's 24 karat assayed. It's the highest quality gold known to man. It's been mined and refined by a certified LBMA, that stands for London Bullion Market Association mining operation. There's only about 50 of those on the good delivery list, and Karatbars certifies, and all of its gold is pure 999.9 24 karat gold. And the cool thing is, in the small amounts, for as little as $60, $55 to $60, you can start saving in real money, the kind of money that will never, ever go away. Paper currency is going away. Regardless of whether you believe me or not, the US dollar is going to very quickly no longer be the reserve currency of the world. There is going to be several changes ahead. We know it's coming, whether it's this year, next year, 2020. But the fact of the matter is bottom line is you need to prepare. And so if this video has moved your spirit, and you may look at this and say, you know, Scott, this sounds great, but it's probably too late for me. It's never too late. You just need to make sure that you get on the right track and have a plan for what's ahead. Don't do nothing. That's the worst thing you can do. I had a guy that sent me an email today, and he had watched the video yesterday, and he said, well, looks like things are pretty hopeless for me because I haven't prepared at all. And I said, listen, it's never too late to get started. Even if you've never saved a dime, you know, it's a sad fact, but right now, just under 30% of all Americans don't have even 1 penny saved up for the future. And you may or may not be in that 30%, but if you are, that's even more reason to get back in contact. So what I'd like to do is give you, you received my email today, is I'm going to encourage you, I'm going to get rid of that, and ask you to just email me back after watching this video. We're about 23 minutes into this. I'm going to go ahead and end this now. But if this has resonated with you and you just like to talk a little bit more and let me share a little bit more of the details about how simple this 3-step strategy is. I even have a recorded business presentation that I did last week that I can send out to you if you want to watch it. It's about 45 minutes long. But let's just watch this video. Let this resonate with you. If it makes sense to you to take some steps, simple steps. This is not anything that's going to interfere with what you're already doing, whether you're working a full-time job, maybe you're involved in some other marketing business, network marketing business. It doesn't make any difference. This is not going to get in the way of what you're doing. This is just going to help you to be able to prepare, to protect your assets and your family's assets, and protect your family's safety and future as we move into these troubling times ahead. So just get back to me at the snelson48 at msn.com. That's where you got my email. And just maybe send your name, your phone number, and area code if you want to talk a little further. Let me know what time zone you're in and what's a good time to reach you. If you just like a full presentations on the full opportunity with Karatbars and what we're doing as a team, then just say, hey, Scott, can you send me that video, and I can send that video out to you. Okay. Otherwise, you may just be a person that needs somebody to pray with you. Maybe you're going through real difficult times. We love to pray with people. So if you need prayer for healing or for any anxiety or problems or marriages that may be in trouble, because this is a very stressful time, Stephanie and I are more than happy to get on the phone and pray with you and help in any way that we possibly can, because we really do care about you, and we care about the future of your family and your friends and everything that's going on in our nation. And this is really hard to do, this video, because it's not without travail. We have a lot of travail, which is kind of a mourning and a sorrow for our country and the sins of our nation. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like things are getting any better. We are praying that things will get better, but anyways, we want to hear from you. So if this has touched your heart and touched your spirit, do get back to us at snelson48 at msn.com, and let's talk further and see what we might be able to do to help or to work with you in the future, help you get set up with your free gold savings account or whatever you need. So thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.